It's time to preview the successor to the greatest, the most fantastic 3-9 team of all time, Nebraska. It's been talked about so much. We know Nebraska lost a bunch of games by one score. That was last year's team, and this team is completely different. The Huskers bring in the top transfer class in the Big Ten Conference, which is headlined by former Longhorn quarterback Casey Thompson. Casey Thompson threw for over 2,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, and showed flashes of a whole lot of brilliance. Now you combine Casey Thompson with an offensive coordinator who just produced a Heisman finalist, and the Huskers may have a recipe for success. I believe right now that Casey Thompson might be as good as Kenny Pickett was at the beginning of last season. I know that may seem like a stretch, but Casey Thompson's talented, and we know this kid can sling it. He's going to be helped out by a very deep running back room, and I think each one of these guys has a role coming into the season. Now, Whipple's a guy that's going to throw it a little bit more than maybe Nebraska has been used to the last couple of years. Ramir Johnson was really good when he got the ball in space. Smaller guy, speed guy, and once he gets out in the open, he can break free. I could see him lining up in the slot, jet sweeps. Yes, he's still going to run the ball, but I think they're going to utilize him in a lot of different ways to get him involved as much as they can. When I look at the main back, I think Anthony Grant. He was the top JUCO guy coming out this last year. Watch him in the spring game. He busted off a 60-yard touchdown. He looked electric. Jaquez Yant has a lot of potential, had that huge game against Northwestern. It was reported that he maybe had some weight problems. He cut 20 pounds coming into the spring. And I think that shows the determination and the commitment for him to get on the field, get in shape, and be a big part of this offense. No matter how they use these guys, those are three really talented backs, and that's a deep running back room. I'm not sure if any of these guys is going to rush for 1,000 yards. But I could see one guy rushing for 800, another guy for 500, and another guy for 200 to 300. Those are the guys that can kind of take the pressure off of Casey Thompson. What about the guys that can catch Casey Thompson passes? Trey Palmer was a 5-star guy coming out of high school. He's a Mickey Joseph dude. He's really, really fast. He's a road runner. And with Casey Thompson in this offense that likes to throw it around, Trey Palmer is going to get his looks. It's good to throw the ball to someone you're familiar with. Texas transfer Marcus Washington, 277 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. I can see there is a connection between him and Casey Thompson, and that is going to help. I think there's something to be said about that. He's going to be involved in this passing game. And with a bunch of brand new things around Nebraska, it's good that Casey Thompson has someone he's familiar with and not brand new in Marcus Washington. And you can't forget about Omar Manning. 380 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. He's going to be the top returner. He's going to be the veteran of the group at Nebraska. You mix these three with guys like Alante Brown and Oliver Martin and Brody Belt, and I think Nebraska's got a really good receiving core, and the coaching of Mickey Joseph is going to take them to that next level. Great recruiter. He brought a lot of these guys in. I'm sure he was heavily involved in the transfer process for not just receivers, but for other guys as well. He was the receiver coach on that 2019 LSU team that featured, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, 2 of the best receivers in the current version of the National Football League. If there's one big concern on this Nebraska team, it's the offensive line. They have to be better. Let's talk about defense. Underrated defense. Now, it's middle of the road most of the time in the Big Ten, but if you hit that rewind button and go back last year, you look at the games against Oklahoma and you look at the games against Ohio State. 2 really good offenses. They slowed them down a good amount. 3 of the 4 leading tacklers come back from a year ago. Garrett Nelson, Luke Reimer, Nick Henrich. This is a good linebacking core. That's a solid group. You got Garrett Nelson coming off the edge. He's going to be dangerous, and he's going to have a lot of help with him on the pass rush. I mentioned the pass rush. Let's get to it. Ty Robinson came on strong at the end of the year. He's going to be good in the middle, and boy, did they pick up a good one. Arguably the top defensive player in this year's transfer portal class, Ochaun Mathis, the edge rusher from TCU. 2-time second-team All-Big 12. 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss in 2021. This is a guy that's going to come in and make an immediate impact. Also, don't forget about Caleb Tanner. 2 sacks, 5.5 tackles for loss. This is going to be a good front seven. The secondary was also a strength of this team. They returned Miles Farmer, Quentin Newsome. Quentin Newsome was one of the top tacklers. He's really good in run support. You're looking at Ohio State and Michigan State, who weren't great on defense at all last year. And you look at the teams and you look at Wisconsin, #1 defense, but they lost a couple of really good linebackers. And you look at around the Big Ten and you're like, who's going to be one of the better defenses? Why not Nebraska? I think they're going to have one of the better pass rushes in the Big Ten. I think they're going to be a really good team in terms of stopping the run because of what they have in the inside at linebacker. The good news for the Huskers is the crossover games are a little bit easier this year. They got Rutgers and Indiana. Now, the second half of the schedule is a little bit tougher. You got games in no particular order. Purdue, Minnesota, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin. They're all in the second half of the schedule. That's where we're going to really find out what kind of team Nebraska has. Do you guys think that this team is going to be in the West Division hunt? Leave your thoughts in the comments below about the 2022 Huskers. I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot to say about Nebraska football. So leave all your opinions down there. I love the discussion down there in the comments. Subscribe for more Big Ten previews as we punch forward to Week 0, August 27th, Huskers Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland. I can't wait. We'll see you then. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.